Hey guys, different video topic today, but an important topic to talk about nonetheless, as YouTube has made a change without your consent that affects what videos you can watch as a viewer, but also what content creators can post due to a factor that none of us have any control over. So I'm going to have some Honkai Star Rail gameplay on in the background, so we're going to have that, and we're going to talk about what's actually going on. So, quick disclaimer for the entire ordeal. I don't really talk about it a lot, but YouTube is something, and the content creation space in general is something I'm very interested in, because not only was I'm from when I was young, is that I've had a lot of friends who are interested in doing YouTube, or actually do it as their job, and discovering what people like in videos and stuff, and how to make people successful is a thing that I find really enjoyable, and also the reason that I ended up doing YouTube in the first place. Again, I don't talk about it a lot in my videos, but it is something that I study pretty adamantly in my free time. And YouTube recently made a change, and you may have already seen the news or not, but I'm going to go over everything here just in case, and also to make sure you yourself as a viewer or creator can avoid it. But it is a really big change that has I didn't even realize it has been freaking destroying my channel, and that's just really not okay. So let's go ahead and dive right into the piece of news itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip over here. So this is the new thing called restricted mode, and restricted mode has been being kind of beta tested for a while inside YouTube's little space. And it's really unfortunate, because it is the thing where YouTube is using AI to verify what your age is. So let me go ahead and just give the basic rundown. So YouTube has implemented AI filters that at the start of August and has been decimating a lot of channels. For some people, it turned on automatically, basically rendering a lot of the videos they usually enjoy fully invisible. And if you notice a significant unexplained drop in viewership in the last 3 to 4 weeks, this is the most likely cause. Yeah, and I mean, that's basically it. So in during the summer, they kind of started rolling this out of sorts, and they're just like, all right, instead we really want to make sure that the people who are actually watching the videos are actually the age they say, which is ridiculous, because not only is this a very faulty thing, which we'll talk about in a second, but like, why? Like, they want you to do things like submit your ID. And to be frank, right, I'm okay with having some form of ID if I'm earning money from the website. If I'm just a viewer, you don't need that. Like, you should not be giving your ID out or credit card information or anything to YouTube when ultimately you use it just as a service and you pay for it by watching their ads. But yeah, no, like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And as of today, they've officially rolled out restricted mode. Now, they've been doing this for months, and people have noticed that even within the last few months that their views have been kind of down. But YouTube is using AI and reading inside your channel history and what you watch, and making it a determination on what your age is. And this is flawed for so many reasons, because to be frank, what is it? If an AI cannot really decide like what your age is, because just for a very quick reference, right, and this is something that happens to a lot of people. If I watch Minecraft videos, like, I'm a person who likes Minecraft, I love watching Minecraft. Does that make me a kid? Minecraft is a game for 10-year-olds, the way it's advertised and the way it's age rated, so therefore I'm a child. No. And the unfortunate thing is that the age thing, or the age verification that YouTube does actually do this to other people. I had seen multiple examples, and this is not the best example, but it is a sample of someone who does have this issue occur. This is Pirate Nation, sort of just a gaming news thing, slightly controversial, but regardless, like, 237k followers, Twitter verified, Twitter business, has a Discord, freaking massive account, posts daily. Riddle me this. Does this look like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old to you? No, they're definitely not of that age. And when this thing started to roll out, back when they just wanted your ID, August 13th, it said, hey, you don't have any verification, so you're actually a child. And that is ridiculous, because this happens to a ton of people where, like, they have had over a 20-year history on YouTube as a creator or as a viewer, and then it says, oh, well, because we don't have any credit card information or any ID information, we're just gonna flag you as a kid. And that is insane. And to understand why this is a really big problem in this entire thing for restricted mode, is that we can actually see you know, this available, I'm going to give a demonstration of it, is that another post in the comment section, and someone in the same vein of content as me, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, you know, general gacha game content of the modern space. This is what happens when they restricted mode on. You can see it's only Genshin Impact, and it's only these videos from like 2 months, 3 months, 5 months ago. And the things that they're uploading super recently, you know, within like the last few days or so, somewhat, are like gone, like they just vanish. And I can actually demonstrate this on my channel because I'm like, okay, this thing exists, it shouldn't affect me too much because I always mark a video as not for kids. So when I take a look, all right, I have my For You, right, which automatically chooses whatever videos I want you to see, but also videos where it's just like, all right, this is my recent upload. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on restricted mode, and it's gonna refresh the page. Gone. All the content that I upload daily, or not necessarily daily, but pretty recently, has just been nuked from existence. The last video that they're recommending is over 3 months ago, and this is insane. And keep in mind, right, I want to level with you guys. I don't expect a extremely high level of viewership from my content because it is mostly reaction content, and it's something that I do just to kind of make sure the YouTube channel has something to chew on while I work on the more heavy content. And of course, you know, because I don't post a lot of that proper essay content that I want to, because I've not been able to in the last few months, you know, I'm not expecting a massive viewership. But the difference thing is that it's the fact that my videos are not even being given a chance to appear on on people's feeds, because it explains a lot in the fact that since this was the last thing that has been able to actually been you know, shown within the last few months, it explains a lot why, if I look at my recent videos, they are just in the absolute garbage bin. Like my most recent video, 19 views over like reviewing drip marketing and lore. Like, dude, what happened? And again, the views don't matter to me, the comments are what matter the most. But again, this is a factor where, or like an aspect where I have to look at it and it's like, my videos are not even really being given a chance to be shown. And this isn't just for a small creator like me. If I want to go to someone bigger, let's say someone I watch a lot and he's even covering this topic, is Brown Online. Like, what is it? I watch some of his videos, right? And here, so I have restricted mode off, and you know, this is him talking about the entire AI shenanigans. And yeah, I've watched some things. Like here, I watched the drip marketing, I'm like, oh, that was awesome, right? And then if I go ahead and turn on restricted mode, let's go ahead and do this, boom, refresh, gone, nuked from existence. The most recent content that he may be able to push through is something like Genshin, and then like everything else is from like a month ago. And this guy uploads 3 times a day, and that means that his output is suddenly getting fucking eviscerated for no reason at all, because YouTube decided that, hey, we really want to, like, you know, make sure that you're actually the age that you say, you know, so we're gonna use AI to do it. And this is just, it's absurd. It's absurd for the factor that, number one, if I mark my content not for kids, then don't advertise it to the kids. Guess what? I play Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and all the other Hoyoverse games, and unsurprisingly, those games in America are rated 16 plus. So as a result, it should not be advertised to anyone who is 13 and below. But even if I mark my videos as that being the case, still this entire debacle is happening, and now creators' videos are literally getting nuked from existence. And this is a massive problem. So of course, if you want to make sure that this is off, go to your sidebar here and go over here and go ahead and turn it off. Now, of course, you know, people will say like, oh, it doesn't apply to me, you know, like, you know, I'm not a creator, or I just, like, you know, have no issues. Here's the thing, you don't know that, because there are some countries and reports that came in where people actually can't even turn this thing off, and that's insane. Right now, it is mostly affecting American creators, because the creators who are being affected, as in their views are getting removed, is people mostly in America or English based. But I mean, hey, like, you know, you never know, because some people, you know, like this guy, he's not really in America. So it can be the case that it starts spreading out to other countries, and just it's a massive problem. So make sure, go ahead over here, check age restricted or restricted mode off, make sure it's off so you're seeing you know, other creators' videos. And this is really rough. I mean, like, the thing is, you know, like, I am not really expecting a ton of views. I'm really just happy if people are commenting on my videos. And especially because, you know, most of my stuff is sort of like news content, and like the reason I've set up the channel the way it does, especially when I cannot make a lot of content, is because, and what is it, and gacha games in general, you know, is that regular video games I can only play once, and then like I have to find another one that's within like the same niche, otherwise the audience moves on and sorts, right? I'm happy to do gacha games, you know, in general, because, you know, of the sort is that it's a really good video game. Like I really like Wuthering Waves. You know, my love for Genshin is kind of waning with how they treat the game, but you know, I still do enjoy aspects of the game. But you know, like all the stuff is kind of based on like, you know, things that will expire within a week, especially news content and reaction content, and that's the stuff I do so that when I'm able to actually make proper video essays and discuss topics that are super important for the gacha genre, I have an audience to speak to. And this is now a problem because for the past 3 months, my content that I make, you know, just to build this audience is not even being recommended anywhere, right? And it's, again, it's not because I'm losing views, it's because it means my channel isn't even being given a chance to actually show off you know, what I know about the games. Like this most recent video, I would say, you know, I flubbed some things, but in general I really did enjoy making this video because there was a lot to talk about when it came to Galbrina, what is it, and some interesting analysis when we came to QN. And now that I know that's like, oh, you know, this video isn't doing bad just because of how I chose to upload it, it's just, it's not even being recommended to anyone who might possibly have this AI filter on. And like, again, like I said in the earlier example, like this guy, like, you know, is obviously not a child, but because they didn't provide any verification, it's being shown that, hey, we're actually changing your settings without your consent because we think you're not an adult. And that's just insane. Like that's really, really ridiculous that YouTube is even going to this length to do stuff. And you know, I'm gonna try and continue what I do already, right, on this channel, because, you know, first and foremost, I think this formula is very solid. You know, being able to deliver news about, you know, gacha games and, you know, the other live service games that I do, you know, like every month or so, gives me a consistent flow of, you know, things to do while I actually work on the, you know, the stuff that matters. Like, you know, here, like, again, I completely fair, guilty as charged. I am not very consistent with these scripted videos, but I do have a lot of them and I do work on them very often. You know, it's just that editing does take a lot of time, and you know, I'm sure if I actually really put my mind to it and put like one out like once a month, I could probably do pretty well. But you know, the fact that, like, you know, you can't have this kind of content all the time unless you're really like a full-time YouTuber, which I'm not. I have a job outside of this, and just the fact that this is even a thing really sucks. And you know, it may come to a point, and I don't believe this will be the case, but it may come to a point where I have to change how my content is being delivered, you know, and not on YouTube specifically, just because YouTube literally is stopping me from even showing off what I have in the first place. So I mean, yeah, that's basically the report. Make sure you have restricted mode turned off. And you know, like, again, it's just, man, it is so unfortunate what is it that this is really the case for the entire thing. And again, like, I really appreciate the guys, like, any support that you guys had, because yeah, at the end of the day, I care about discussion and comments, you know, about what's going on inside the gacha space, and specifically these gacha games. And you guys have been leaving comments, and if you do, again, I really appreciate that. But make sure this stuff is off. And I mean, hey, if you want to make sure that you're not missing my videos, turn on notifications. That would be super duper helpful. But this is a really big change, and I'll probably report on it again if, like, for whatever reason, like, this continues and my channel just like ceases to exist. But, and of course, I would not just stop and go away. I would probably just change how I deliver content. It means that I might have to switch to a more streamer style format where I live stream my content on Twitch, possibly Kick, because Twitch also has these problems, you know, and Kick at least does something, you know, to completely nuke your viewership out from orbit. But like how a lot of modern streamers do it, except for example, Fob Master, what is it? This is a style of content, you know, that I don't do because I don't stream a lot, but this is a good way to handle the entire situation, is that he basically just cuts down his stream highlights, and then so that way not only the content gets delivered to you as the viewer, you know, live, but then you can chop it up and turn it into a video with basically like no time loss to yourself. I don't like doing it like this, but if it's something I have to do to actually, you know, get the content out that I want, then so be it, right? Because YouTube itself will not allow us to really put our videos out there as we wish. So as a creator, we have to figure out a way to sort of adapt to the time. So, you know, again, not a video, not really my typical kind of video, but it is something I do like to talk about because, you know, YouTube is very important, is integral to making, you know, putting my thoughts out there about these current games. And, you know, if I no longer have that platform, and again, I don't think it's gonna happen, it's not gonna die, YouTube's fine. What is it? But this is gonna be a very rough patch for a lot of us. So, you know, I really appreciate it if you guys, you know, subscribed and left on notifications, and make sure you turn off restricted mode. And if you can't, it's okay, I won't blame you. What is it if you like end up missing videos just because of that, because this is just a dumb ruling anyway. You know, our identities should not be verified by AI. It should be, you know, just as simple as that. Like, I want to use the website, okay, and if you're a kid, go use YouTube Kids. Like, you're not even supposed to be here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to spread awareness to all other creators, friends, etc., and make sure that they have this setting up, because really it affects so many creators, what is it, and their ability to post videos at all. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.